Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about Invest 97 and Invest 95. It's all located in Atlantic right now. We have a lot to talk about in Atlantic. One right here, and then another one right here. Sorry, I haven't been posting the last week. I've been taking a little vacation off, and then maybe next week I'm going to be taking another week off just for 4th of July because we're traveling out of town. But here's our investors right here in Atlantic right now, so we have a lot to talk about. So as you guys can see that our first invest that we're going to be talking about today, we still forming no spinning, but this one right here does have a rotation. If we turn this to different color, so if you look right here, that it has rotation as going on like this right now. So as you guys see, we're seeing more rotation. Unlike this one, it's just staying still. It's more not forming. Something we do have to watch out because we're getting to that time of season now where we're gonna start seeing that Atlantic more active. But this could go two ways. That after these two storms, we can see nothing come out of the African coast. Um, or we could see more coming off the African coast. It could be like the 2015 hurricane season where the Atlantic we only had one storm in July or early July, and nothing happened after that. It was just quiet. So if we go to our Mike Sweater page, link down below if I can, I'll try to remember. We're going to be checking our next 5 day forecast probability. Um, so we have a cone for this one right here, which is a 90% chance of forming in the next 5 days. As you guys can see that, or even a 70% chance in the next 48 hours, you guys can see that this storm is going to be a fast moving storm. This one's going to be racing, and it looks like it could be making its way into the Gulf of Mexico. If we look, change the color on this real fast. And as you guys can see, it looks like it's going to be making its way into the Gulf of Mexico. Now, this one right here, we're still can be, if we erase this one right here can still take a curve to the Atlantic, the Carolina coast. This one can go like this. It can do anything right now, or it can take a loop like this, depending how the Bermuda High is sitting. I think, if I'm right, I'll actually have to check models to see, but I think the Bermuda High is sitting like this in some type of way. I'm not 100% sure. I'll just have to check to see that. But here's our 5 day probability. If we look at our 2 day probability of forming, as you guys see, our second, this is gonna have a 0% chance of forming in the next 48 hours, and then this one has a 70% chance of forming in the next 48 hours. So that's something to keep an eye on because I think that it's gonna be something to watch. Here's Infest 97. As you guys can see right here, if we look at our cones, a lot of models are still not agreeing too much. As you guys can see, if you guys look, we have a pretty much settled down right here where we're gonna see a lot of it going to be impacting the Caribbean Sea, going into the Caribbean Sea, and then maybe going into the Bahamas islands, and then maybe either A going into the Gulf of Mexico. Some models do show it taking it into Atlantic. So this is something we do have to keep in mind. It can take two ways. Right now, we have two possible ways. We can have something be made potentially making landfall if we erase this in the Panhandle of Florida, or we could see something making landfall around the South Carolina, all the way up to the Carolinas. And this right here, it could be a possible solution right here. It all depends how this height is sitting during this time. If this height is too strong right here, it's going to be forcing it into the Gulf of Mexico, and the problem with that is going to be making landfall in the panhandle of Florida, and then right here. But if the height does back off a little bit more of we go back to our oh but if we go back to our right here, if the Bermuda High is stronger and more towards the west, towards the going to the Carolinas, we're going to be seeing a greater chance of seeing that it could be affecting the Panhandle. Now, if it goes more towards the east, backing off a little bit, we could see a landfall in the Carolinas. So it's something we do have to keep an eye on. Invest 97. It's going to be a fast moving storm. Here's our tropical That's the different storm. I was Invest 97L, as you guys see, not very defined. But let's look at this. These are your GFS ensembles. As you guys see, a lot of models everywhere. As you guys can see, if we turn this to a different color, let's do. All right, so there we go. As you guys see, we're talking about this in the Bahamas, which is where the warmest water is. We're talking about 996, so a good maybe tropical storm. We're looking at the pressure, yeah, around probably a good tropical storm that we could be seeing. Uh, so it's still our June storm, so something we have to keep an eye on. So, like I said, our possible solutions of landfall is unlimited right now because we're talking about a long time away. But you're talking about that we could possibly see some landfall in the Panhandle and making its way across the Carolina, South Carolina area, and then maybe making its way to the Atlantic side and maybe go on top of the Carolinas. We don't know. Some models do be are sorry for my language. Proper English in terms. Some are going to be saying that we could see landfall on the Atlantic side. Some show Panhandle, and Gulf of Mexico side. So right now this one's hard to say. See, sorry if there's any noise. You guys hearing any noise in the background? Um, so here's our model intensity guide. As you guys can see, this is for our Invest 97L. As you guys can see right here, that a lot of them showing, some of them show Cat 1, some show Tropical Storm. But the thing is that we're split in half right now with the storm. Right now, some malls are showing, I think more malls are showing Cat 1 than anything else, but we still have a long time to see before we start to see anything taper up in the Atlantic or anything like that. So, if we look at, if we go to our let's go to Invest 95. If we can find it here. All right, here's our Invest 95. This one is not expected to do anything. Really, I don't know why this is named Storm. Uh, as you guys can see, some models will be showing. If we go to here, right here, some models are going to showing. It's going to go to a tropical storm. One model is showing Cat 1, so Cat 1's out of the category for here for Invest 95L. Then you talked about into our parts of the tropical storm category. We're talking about a lot of them are showing tropical storm intensity. If I could talk today, um, so we look at our GFS ensembles. A lot of models are showing straight. Nothing really. It's gonna be a slow moving storm. But we go to our global hurricane models. As you guys can see, some models show the UK. We're talking about maybe going into the Mexico's. One model is showing the Florida, maybe a landfall. We don't know. So this one, I think I don't want to say hype up anything on this one. I think this one is not going to be a big problem in Invest 95. But our big problem we're looking at right now is the Invest 97L. So that's something we have to keep an eye on because if we look, all right. So if we go down here, we're gonna look at the wind shear and I'll give you guys a reason why we might not be seeing so much of Invest 95L forming. Listen, we do have a little bit of wind shear, not strong wind shear around Saint Jane, if I pronounce that right. So you guys can see that we do have a little bit of wind shear, nothing really affecting it. It is right in this area, I believe. This is where our low is right now. Not the best L, but some models do showing it taking this route, which this route is very unlikely. I doubt that. This more sounds like right here. This model sounds more right. Uh, but like I said, this storm is not going to be a big worry because none of the models are showing stronger than a tropical storm. That's the highest it's probably going to get. But if we go down here, we're going to be looking at our Bermuda High to see where our storms are standing right now. So as you guys can see, we do have some storms in here. Our tropical wave is right here. I will mark it for you guys. So we'll put it in, let's do actually red. Now let's do yellow because that'd be easier to see. So we got a tropical wave right here. I'm not sure if you guys can see it, and then another tropical wave. Our Bermuda high is right in here, so really the Bermuda high is actually kind of low right now. It's not very strong, so this storm could be taking a tapering off if we change our colors. Alright, this storm could be taking a taper off into the Carolinas. Now we have this Bermuda high built in stronger and going more into like this right here. Then we could see this taking a track into the Gulf of Mexico, hitting maybe landfall in the Panhandle, and maybe as a Cat 1. Like I said, it's impossible to see where this is gonna be like a making landfall because we still have a long time before anything starts to taper up in the ear to Gulf of Mexico. So we're in a very moist area if we wait for this to load up and we go to scroll down a little bit. It's like I said, slight chance of development for an Invest 95. Uh, then if we look for, now let's go down to here. Let's see. We go down to here to our let's see. Sorry for the noise in the background. So if you guys look right here, very moist air. A lot of moist air for this Invest 95, Invest 97L. So really no concern. Then we go back to here, and we're gonna look at our dust for the time, and really not too much dust, maybe a little bit dust with the Invest 97L that's tapering in, but Invest 95 has really got some dust going towards the west of it. And then we have the African dust making its way for Invest 97L right up northeast of it. So, really, nothing to really worry about. The storm might be affected a little bit, but not too much. So if we look at our ensembles, these ones are a little bit more organized than normal. Sorry for the noise in the background. But as you guys can see, that a lot of our models are going into the Gulf of Mexico. It's just a matter of where it's going to make that landfall in the Gulf of Mexico. But we could see some models be taking it into the Atlantic, which that Bermuda high is expected to build up actually in the next a week, even a week from now, expecting to build. So I think making landfall in the panhandle of Florida is more likely than anything else. So if we go back here, and I think that's gonna be a wrap of today's video. Actually, let's just go over temperatures real fast. So as you guys can see, these are highs today. You got not too much warming temperatures, 95. Our current temperatures right now. So I guess I'm gonna wrap the video today, and make sure you hit that subscribe button below. Don't forget to like and subscribe and turn on post notifications. If you guys, please let your families know. Let your families know about my channel. Subscribe, everything like that. I won't be posting next week because of 4th of July. Until next time.